for something totally different that we didn't have in the New Mexican household or in Mexico were the mate cups. Yerba mate was used largely down south, although we do know it was transported to Europe and some cups were made in Europe. Also, European immigrants coming over at the end of the 19th century really started making cups out of ceramics to kind of be more similar to the porcelain and the teacups they're used to drinking out of. But in the Americas, just like the chocolate cups originally, were out of gourd. Carved gourd was the original mate cup, and the word mate comes from, or mati, comes from an old term for the type of gourd that was used originally. So one of our early pieces is this lovely gourd cup here, which some styles are, very whimsical and they leave the tail of the gourd on. This one is decorated with silver, but you can see that the whole gourd is here. What they did is carved a hole around the top and hollowed it out and made it into a nicer cup. The most simple of mate cups is simply the gourd itself, and most mate drinkers that are really hardcore about it will tell you that gourd is the best material to drink it out of. You don't disturb the flavor of the herb. And then what each cup has is a bombilla, which is this little item, which is a drinking straw. And it has this little globular form on the bottom that is a strainer. It has little holes. Because mate, you have the crushed leaf inside the cup. You fill it with your hot water. Your straw goes in and you sip through the straw. So you're straining out the leaves that way. So this piece is roughly a 19th century piece. It's not super, super early. We are hoping to get some 18th century silver in on loan, and we're working on that right now. This is one of the cups that I purchased while down in Argentina. Again, this is more a style that is more the Rio Plata style, or the style around Buenos Aires. Now, each region throughout South America, there's Peruvian styles of cups, Chilean cups, Paraguayan, Brazilian cups. There's cups carved out of coconut. But this is a silver cup, and it shows a later kind of more simple design, not as fancy as some earlier cups, but it has kind of this candlestick base to it, and a figure here, a cherub-like figure, flowers around it. So the cups were highly decorative, and in finer homes you'd have a very fancy cup that you used when you would take out your service and drink with people. And the other aspect of drinking yerba mate is it was always a shared thing. In the home, people have a very personal cup that nowadays you have your cup with you all the time, and you can refill it when you're out on the go. But when you're actually with a group, like your family or friends, you share a cup, and only one person actually prepares and serves the mate. That person's called the cebedor, and there is an art. It's called el arte de cebar, the art of serving mate. So if I have friends in a circle and I'm the cebedor or cebedora, I'm going to fill this with the leaves, pour the hot water, make sure it's ready, and I hand it to the person next to me. They drink all of their yerba. They give the cup back to me. Then I prepare a new cup and hand it to the next person. So it's this sharing that happens, storytelling, visiting, talking. And if you want more, you don't say gracias or thank you. You simply hand it back. I know that you're going to have a second cup. So once it goes around the circle, I hand it to you again. Now, when you finally say thank you or gracias, I know that you're totally done. And that's a mistake I used to make all the time because, I was raised, you say thank you, which everybody does. But I would be drinking mate and I'd hand it back and say thank you. And then I'd wonder how come I never got seconds. So, a little tidbit to know if you ever are in that situation where you're in a circle sharing mate with friends. But this is just a wonderful little cup here. And then a more contemporary cup that I purchased in Argentina. This is by an artist named Sergio Fiorentino from the region of Córdoba, Argentina. And this cup, again, I'm going to take the bombilla out, is a round carved gourd, so you can see inside. And what they've used is alpaca, which is a combo of nickel, silver, copper, and zinc. But they're using the same silversmithing traditions that were the traditional Spanish style of silversmithing. A little more Art Nouveau and decor because a a lot of these towns really developed and grew during that period. But you can see, you know, the little stem of the gourd there poking through. And, you know, a nice little decorated cup with its own bombilla again, which is a shorter bombilla with a different bottom. So there's all sorts of different styles of bombillas. And it has a little flower to match the cup. But again, a totally practical, usable cup if you wanted a slightly nicer design. And the really fun thing about the exhibit is I think we have close to 40 some odd cups that we're showing, each one slightly different from the other, different time periods, different styles.